Nigeria is said to be the giant of Africa, and despite being the giant of Africa, Nigeria is known for another thing: Christianity. And Nigerian pastors are recognized nationally and globally. So, with the numbers of pastors in Nigeria, I was wondering where is the first church or which is the oldest cathedral. So, I was directed to this community called Bonny Island. So, I decided to go and check out this cathedral, if this cathedral actually existed or is just a story. But reaching to this community, I found out that this cathedral actually exists. So, I'm on my way to check out this beautiful cathedral. So, as a bonus tips, I'm going to attend a church service at this cathedral to see how the church is, how they worship, how is the atmosphere in this church. So, if you want to see something like this, don't forget to subscribe and stay tuned.
Some people believe that this is the oldest church in Nigeria, second in West Africa. So I decided to come to Bonny Island and check out this church people are talking about. To answer some of these my questions, I needed to find someone that lives in this community to explain to me if these things are really true. So on my way to visit people here in Bonny Island to see if I can get the perfect answer to this question. And two, I'll also show you how this church actually looks right now in the 21st century, because this church was built since 1864 till now. Has this church been demolished? So what's inside this church? Or will somebody take me to this church? Let me see how this church actually looks right now in the 21st century. Does this church actually exist, or is it just an history?
You said it was the first cathedral in Nigeria and the second oldest cathedral in West Africa. You know, the cathedral church is a very important monument, or better still, artifact in our historical. It has a historical significance in not just in Bonny but in West Africa, by virtue of what it represents. You know, Christianity first of all came through William Dapper Pepo, King William Dapper Pepo, into Bonny.
Some people believe that the first wedding that took place in Nigeria happened in this church.
Do you know that when Christianity came to Nigeria, the whites used Christianity as a tool to colonize Africa? So when they came to Africa, one of the tools they used was Christianity to conquer Africa. So which community really embraced it? So people believe that this community, Bonny Island, really embraced Christianity. So it was from here Christianity spread to other regions like the Andoni, the Opopo Kingdom.
While he was in England, he got baptized, and by virtue of his baptism, he adopted the name Williams. So when he came back to Bonny, he wrote to the Church Missionary Society. That was how they sent Bishop Ajayi Claudia, who was the first African bishop to be in Nigeria. The essence of his coming was to promote Christianity, propagate Christianity, and preach Christianity to the people. When he got here, and finally he was able to convince the people to accept Christianity. Now, when you go to the cathedral church today, his seat is still there. It has been preserved. The boat he rode on is still there. It has been preserved. That is why the cathedral is one of the most important architectural, or it is an artifact, because when you go there, these things are being preserved till today as I'm talking to you. And secondly, another thing you should know about the church is that there are so many, it has become a historical site because so many persons come, they want to come and see Bishop Ajayi Claudia's throne, they want to come and see his boat, they want to come and see different things. They've heard so much about Bonny people. The Bonny people converted to Christianity as far back as the 1800s. And ever since then, Bonny has remained a Christian community. Even though we had our, worship, the things we worship them, but now you find out that there are very few persons who still practice the African traditional religion, because majority of the people here in Bonny, they are all, they are all Christians. It was through Bonny that Christianity spread. So to show you that the first African bishop, as well as the cathedral, plays a very significant role in Bonny history, as well as the king, who was also known as the Black Monarch.
So for the sake of this video, I needed to attend this church to see how it actually looked like.
While he was in Britain, he had the opportunity to have an audience with the Queen Victoria of England, and he was able to ask her how she was able to, lead an empire of soldiers. So she replied him that it was through the instrument of the Bible. He was surprised, and he said, "You mean if I should hold this Bible, I will be able to lead men?" She said yes. And that was how he was baptized by the Very Reverend G.H. McGill and confirmed by Dr. Tate, who was then the Bishop of London. Through the request of the king, his families were also confirmed, and that was how the name Williams was adopted to his name. Today, our present king William is part of his name.
I'm on my way to church right now to see how this church actually look like right now, to see if there's any changes in this church, if the church is still existing, or if there's any modification done to the church. So I'm on my way to church now. Okay, right now I'm inside of this church called St. Stephen Cathedral, the oldest church in Nigeria. A lot of prominent people attend this church. Even the king itself also comes to this church to worship. During his 25th anniversary, the king did his Thanksgiving in this church. So you can see this church holds a lot, and it means a lot to the Bonny people. Being the first place Christianity started in Rivers State and in Nigeria, so they make sure they keep their Christian life intact and make sure they don't joke with things like this. So if you want to worship in this church, you can just come to Bonny Island and attend a service in this church. The St. Stephen Cathedral is located along Hospital Road. So this church is still in existing. They keep Sunday service every Sunday here. I need to attend a Sunday service so you can see how this church look like.
Okay, if you like this video and love to support us, please don't forget to hit the subscribe button and like and share the video. Thank you.